Okay, so today I've been doing a bit of vibe coding lately, and I've found I always have to roll a new sort of custom tool to make context files to upload for my projects. So thought I might try and make a comprehensive one in Python very quickly and use that going forwards as a standard solution. So yeah, I'll just start with the AI Studio here and say. I'm going to use create context files with combinations of context files within a project to upload when making requests to AI. Now, I want this to be quite graphical, so I want it to be I'm going to use Python, and I believe I'll use the PySide GUI system. So let's Python using the PySide library. Contexts. Things and references we will explore in the SQL. The context. Okay, so a few things I'd like the app to do. I want it to be able to select directories to include, well, first we'll create multiple projects. So the top level will be a project. And then within the project, you'll select directories and all of a specific file type you'd like in that directory recursively, or specific files. And then we'll also give an overall description to help the AI that will go be copy pasted into the clipboard. And yeah, then when we click a button, it will compile all those files and a directory tree structure into a context file and the helper text for the prompt into the clipboard. Then we'll be able to paste that into the AI. So let's try and describe that as a starting point for this project. The user can multiple projects. Anything on a project is active. That project may have a home directory. That the user select place and so select directories. From which they can specify what file types to recursively include in the context. The user using workspace. Quickly select specific files. So select so they want to select individual files and whole directories to recursively include specific file types. Now, if it's a very big project, there could be thousands of files, and some of them tucked away in directories we don't care about. Ellipse. Expanding. In their project. So they want to collapse and expand the directories. We'll also want them to be able to categorize files in their project so that they can have subcategories within their project. They can say, okay, at the moment I only want to export the stuff to do with the graphical engine part of the software, to do with the database interface and so on. So yeah, we want to make that clear. Once I want to use it to be able to categorize file selections, so that on export you can use include just a specific category or categories. Okay. Slide. Three. C4 and it's here. We also want to be outline or a main area to define the project. Launch put this prompt rather than so that prompt, rather than being put into the context file, into the context file will be instead with the clipboard user. User, it's the button. It's what we're going to call it, context dropper. Also a context.txt file that includes all selected pages settings including a specific category include a file structure project module. Okay. Now, big file here such as main of header that ends comments lines with dot file name name here is here. The context file will include that tree structure. Okay, so that's the real core function of the app there. We might also just add a little bit in there. So the main interface will typically be your file selector, define your prompt, but then I'd like it to have a collapse mode where it becomes a very small draggable icon on the screen, where I can just click on that icon once to create a new context. And if I hover over it, it should give an expand option to open it to the full interface again. So let's try and describe that for our initial prompt here. So going the full interface available. However, there will also be a button titled perhaps to hover the icon. It will write the main interface and correct the application down to a small round icon that is always on the screen. Drag around a single click could be drop context and a hover over it to expand into next. Okay, so that's quite an ambitious starting prompt here, and we'll see how this goes. So we get to see what it's thinking. So we want to create a Python app using PySide to create a context file for AI assistance. It's understanding we're filtering by file types per directory. Yeah, all the things we've just told it. We want to drop context to create a prompt guide to clipboard, create a context file. Later on, we might actually create instances of that context file. There's a bit of a history of submissions as well. And we project tree summary as well. And the collapse to hover icon, that'll make it really useful just to run in the background. Okay, so I was thinking about the layout, how it needs to do all this, code structure, all the good stuff. Okay, so we've got to start. So we're going to have the context dropper there. We're going to have a database manager, the hover icon. There's a directory for that too. And the database we created dynamically too, so we don't need to worry about that. It thinks it's very ambitious but well thought out. We'll do it step by step. Okay, so first we need the database manager. So we'll copy that to the clipboard and create a new file, text file. Let's save that in. I'm going to go to directory I've already made, context dropper, and it had a name it wanted, so go back up, DB manager. Cool. Get a Python extension there for VS Code. We'll specifically open that context dropper directory. Great. Okay, so we've got DB manager. Now we're going to need another file that's going to be main application. Scrolling down a wee way. Oh, we went past the start of the DB manager. Context dropper. Create a new file. by and copy that. In it goes. Nope, it didn't do the trick. We just want that file. Okay, so go to the bottom. Cool. Okay, and now we're missing the hover icon Python file. Okay, so brought all that code in. So save the 3 files. Now we run the DB manager. That's going to create a database. So grab terminal. So Python and VB man. Okay, what's going on there? Normally don't need probably Python programs on this computer. Just taking a moment there. Maybe I didn't have Python on here since I reinstalled. I've mostly been programming Flutter and a few different languages. There we go. Okay, now we need to install Python. So I probably need to go pip 3 4 5 6. Just takes a moment there. Might be nice actually to add file here. Read text run using Python 3 context p1. Let's copy this. Well, outside 6. Cool. Try that again. Fantastic. So we've already got that coming up here. So we'll create a new project. Project can be equal. Okay. And the home directory for that is going to be context dropper. So now we find our okay, we've got to select our project. Why must we have two of the same name? Okay, it knows that already exists. Okay. Just collapsed it. I can't see where that icon's gone. Is that gone anywhere else on my computer? No. Oh, wait, there we go. It's on my other screen, so I should be able to drag that. I'll close it. It's having a sad moment. We'll start that again and see what happens here. Not seeing much happening there. Were we supposed to call it first on the database? So we want to call database manager first, then run the program. Okay, but we still can't explore our directories. Okay. So use it my first directory and select it. Directory. The file 3 doesn't select anything. It just shows the page. Blocks. Okay, just thinking about that. Okay. It's got a fix. So it's thinking we're not looking at the right place on the file selector. Okay, so it's giving us a new copy of project selected part there. Okay. Matching all that code's a little bit clunky for what we want to do, so we'll just go with that. Okay, it's coming through now. Now we can make this a little bit faster in the future by just giving the context in one go and starting on one thread once we get a little bit further down the line here. Okay, but on this one, isn't it? Almost 2 minutes so far. Leaves lots of comments describing what it's doing as well. Yeah. It's putting lots more comments in this time around. Copy that. In we go. And let's kill the current app. Rerun it. Oh. We get an error. Let's see what it tried to do. Fix some loading logic. Gives us a bunch of files to select. Okay. So here we go. It's doing its thing again. Give it a minute there. It's shorter this time. Let's left its. Here we go. So now we can choose how do we choose our files now? Add file to context, okay. Let's include all of those files. We don't need the database. We don't need the play cache. And our initial prompt here. Okay. So let's say that's looking pretty good. Let's start with defining what our prompt here is on this app so we can start making fresh chats with a good summary. So it's looking now. Good summary. Suitable. Yes, now. Okay. This should be a fairly quick query here because we only want a couple sentences out. Right? Okay. It's more of a full project summary. I want just a short, summary to put in the clipboard. I might copy that, but now we can create a new file for this purpose and fill that in. Okay. This is all a bit verbose. Don't need any of that. Describe its purpose. Describe it as is a fully realized copy of implementation of my initial text. Cool. Copy that. But that is our purpose. And we'll put that into our context here. Cool. And how do we categorize? Well, we can assign and change categories. Cool. And create categories. Nice. Yeah, initial prompt. Okay. I want the initial prompt to be a lot simpler than we've got to go down. So initial prompt describes the purpose that we have in 3 sentences. Then asks an AI assistant to provide or to have the following question. So whenever file needs changing, make it super clear to the AI assistant to provide the response in full. Small section user definitely find and paste. Okay, see how we go with that one. There we go. So it's telling it what we need to do. Categorize them, create the file alongside copying custom prompt clipboard. The goal is to streamline and improve the quality of information provided for AI coding systems. I need your help. The following itself. When providing code changes, please output the complete content of any modified Python file in its entirety. Now, it doesn't always have to be Python files, but it's a very good start. So we'll copy that, put that into this bit here. We'll even keep the bold. That's kind of neat. Okay. So any modified files in their entirety. Might not just be Python files. Cool. So now I click on drop context. It tells us we've made the file and the prompt is copy to the clipboard. Okay, so we go have a new chat, paste in our help text here and attach a file, upload a file. We're going to find our directory here, context dropper, context.txt. So my question now, let's just have a quick look. If we go to the hover icon has appeared on, there we go. Okay, that's what happens if we click on it. Can we drag it? Okay. So let's make it collapse again. Trying to drag it, and it's not very responsive to being dragged. Okay, let's make it clear. Currently in hover icon mode, it is very difficult to drag it so a long clip is held anywhere on the icon begins dragging mode. Yeah, currently I can click and hold on there and I'm not getting any luck. And clicking on the main part. Yeah, no, it's very, very finicky. I was thinking about it. Okay, so it's thinking through some different ways we can work on this. Different code changes it could do. Yeah, I can't figure out how to replicate dragging and dropping. I can only seem to do it if I drag after I've clicked on it once. Every time I click on it, it does the copy context. And if I click on the little expand icon here, it opens up. But it's thinking away. Okay. So it's doing what we've asked it to. So it's giving us the new hover icon code here. Copy that. Create our hover icon. And let's restart that. There we go. Collapse. And oh, it even says drop now. That's a bit more like it. There we go. Now the hover down here expands it. That's perfect. So I'm starting to get the functionality we're after. This little drop. So if I click on drop, boom, I've got my context and I've got my fresh prompt on the clipboard. I can expand out. Here we go, here's our prompt. And yeah, we can categorize different files and folders. And that's an interesting one. I've got another project here. We'll make a new project. An app I've been working on called Danger Note. Select that. Go to my work directory. Oh, not the entire directory. Select that project. Yes. New project. Note. Work. Danger Note. Select. There we go. So this, for example, I know I want all the Dart files in there. So Dart. And I want in the base directory, I want the pubspec.yaml. Can I drag it in? That'd be nice if I can drag a file into the selected context. Let's jump back to that project and I actually also like this part, so we might start all new projects with this, and then we can have some notes about that. Let's grab our latest context and go to our chat, start a new chat. What would it like to be able to create a file or folder 1 week every 3 into the selected items area. There we go. Let's see how that works for us. So it's thinking about it. It wants us to do what we've asked. It's thinking about the components, so we need to have drag enabled in the directory tree and need accepting of drops in the selected items area. And it's thinking about how we do all of that. And let's see where we get. Here's the file. Okay. Copy that. Let's close that. And oh, it can't be it. Oh, main. Full. P1 file. Full. Oh, okay. I can see where we've marked up here. Copy that. New chat. I asked the question and it was hallucinating on our past. So drop that, paste that. Okay, that's the question. You have to remember to upload our most recent file, context.txt. It was missing a lot of context. Now we've run it. Now it knows what it really needs to do. That's one thing you're starting to see. If you don't provide the context but it's seeing something similar, it starts giving what looks like very relevant feedback, but then it's only going off very small fragments of what it did last in other chat threads at the moment. So let it finish its thinking. We should get a new main file here. We'll drop it in, and then we'll be able to drop the README into there. Can we? I can remove them easy too. Okay. It's going to work on the whole file. It's about 700 lines long, so it might take it a minute. I'd actually be curious to have a wee look as well at our context.txt file. Let's just close this. What does our directory look like? Oh, there we go. So we can see the directory tree itself, and then we see all the files included in the file that we upload. Curious to see it hasn't included the high cache directory. I wonder if that's flagged as a hidden directory. We'll get another look in a minute at the context file for the other project. We'll just get this uploaded first. Copy that, paste that, rerun it. There we go. So now readme.txt, boom. What if we do a directory? Yes, then we get to choose which file type we want. So if we did select that, we can then edit that anytime and remove it. What if we drag it out? That could be nice. There's a way to remove them. I can look at that in a bit. Okay. So that's starting to look a bit richer. So if I go back to my other project, I could say, for example, I want my idea prompts directory to be included, and say that includes the .csv file. And what else might we need? Android, typically could be nice when we click on a file, see a preview of the contents as well, actually. Let's say build.gradle and app build.gradle. Those are common files I need. Yeah, that's feeling like a functional way to select our files for upload. Then we can collapse it. Get our little drop icon. Put that over here. I need to get a copy of it. I just go boom, and I've got my context. Could be handy. I'd like to be able to close it from this view as well. So I'll a little X here to close the application. But let's just have a look at the directory tree in there. Okay, so the directory tree context. Let's put the context in the directory of the application. So if we go to here we go. So it does have the full directory tree. And it has so it excludes the hidden directories, which is useful. It's got a little star showing the ones that are included. I think that's quite handy. That way, AI will know if certain elements of the program are there, and then can ask about them if relevant. Cool. Okay, let's go back and rerun the app and tell it, get our prompt, and we want the hover icon. Take a screenshot of this. And we'll make a new chat, cut that screenshot, grab our help text. My question might be icon to expand window button, browse, but also the underlying root in its right click the program. And we have to remember, as always, to upload our context file. So an X here and the window view here. Run. Let's go to the maximize button and then we want to halve its width, make the close button. So this is going to update, no doubt, it's thinking a lot about layout here. Okay, here's our new hover icon. Expand and close that. And get ready here, hover icon. Lots of thinking. Seems a lot bigger than it was last time. Here's this giving us. So it's updated hover icon, but it must daisy chain back. Need a new context dropper main file as well. So it must send a signal back upstream saying you've got to close now. Rerun the app. There we go. So we can jump between our projects and we can categorize them if we need. Click the hover icon. There's our icon, we can drag it around. We can expand it again. We can minimize it again. And if we want to close it, boom, closed. Does that close the program though? Not quite. It does close the window, but it leaves the Python here. And leave it. I'll get that fixed and I'll carry on. Let's come out with a new strategy on how to close it. It recognises that's closing the window, but it's not closing the app. So we just need to change the main close event method. So once this file is through, just wait a wee moment there. The next step, I think, as well would be to make that hover icon a little bit more attractive and change some of the interface to be a bit prettier. Add that file preview as well. Then we'll have a pretty nice lightweight tool that will help get a little bit deeper with some vibe coding going forwards. Just wait for this to come through and we'll see that the program actually does what it should. It's getting a little bit bigger now. With the main files close to 1,000 lines. Usually once the files get a bit bigger than that, I tend to instruct it to break it into multiple sort of modules and files. It makes it a lot quicker when you just need one component updated. There we go. Copy that. Paste that in there. Right now, oh, we really have that still stuck and running, don't we? Close that. Go back to our Python context dropper. There we go. Collapse. Close. And it closes the program. Perfect. And we'll leave it there for now. Thanks for tagging along. Hopefully you've found the process of seeing how to make an app like this from scratch, and even having some drag and drop functionality there. Well, we don't want to put the context there, but the app purpose, that's cool. Yeah, catch you next time. Bye.